Archimex login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning. Dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
The Lodgecast is a little podcast where we watch weird movies, so you don't have to.
The Lodgecast, baby.
Lodgecast, gonna smoke grass. Lodgecast, listen movie pass. Lodgecast,
We're gonna watch some crap.
Lodgecast.
And then the Lodge Master chats.
With Lucas and Bishki.
Episode 134, 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus. Hello and welcome to a special secret undercover mission. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
Yo.
This movie is going to be a little too spicy and a little too hot for Brother LT, but we have in his stead an adventurous lodger, one of the only people that might be able to handle this kind of information and give it a non-biased, fair and balanced eye. Brother Ben is here.
Hey y'all.
Oh, Bishki, what are we doing? We're getting into the deep end here. This movie is called, and correct me if I'm wrong, 2025
Dash.
Yes.
Dash.
World Enslaved by a Virus?
The World Enslaved by a Virus.
The World Enslaved by a Virus.
Yes, yeah.
This movie came out in 2021, but there has been enough warning bells and red flags and terror whistles going off that we need to face this. We need to confront it. It's been on Bishki and my radar for quite some time, just kind of bubbling under the surface. Ben, do you know anything about this?
I feel like a month or two ago, Brother Dave texted.
Put it into the bloodstream?
Texted and said, is this a Lodge movie? Is it? And I had never, I knew nothing about this.
Yeah.
It looked like some shitty box art.
Yeah.
And then I got the invitation to come do this, and I am flying completely blind.
Yeah. No, we're not going to reveal much in the intro. We kicked it down the road. The only thing I will reveal is the IMDb rating and the Letterboxd rating.
Please.
Oh boy. The
IMDb rating is 1.1.
Oh shit, that's low.
1,300 ratings, 1.1. The Letterboxd rating, 0.7.
0.7.
That is like literally the lowest. I've
never seen.
Yeah,
I didn't think it could go that low.
To put in comparison on IMDb, LaQuisha has 1.7.
Oh no!
I feel like
So 2025 as at 1.1.
It limbo's under LaQuisha.
Yeah.
I think Sia's music was 1.1.
You guys, all I will say is I spot checked this to make sure it played and had sound, and shit. We need to drink.
I'm going to crack a beer.
Can I just was this like a straight to Netflix, straight to Amazon Prime?
Straight to like Tubi. Yeah.
Tubi.
Straight to
What's our screening format for this evening? YouTube rip?
It's a rip.
It's a rip from somewhere.
It's a real rip off. Let's just dive in. Let's just dive in cold, Polar Bear Club style.
Yeah.
And we're going to let you know what the fuck happened. Ooh.
Pass a Midnight Berry.
Pass it. Ooh.
Secretly plotting your demise. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash the whole computer system and revert you to papyrus. I want to make a super virus strong enough to cause blackouts in every single metropolis. Cause they don't want to unify us. So fuck it. Total anarchy and can't nobody stop us. You see, late in the evening, fucked up on my computer and my mind starts roaming. I create like a heathen. The first cycles of this virus I can send through a modem. Infiltration hit your station. No Microsoft or enhanced DOS will impede. Society thinks they're safe when bingo, hard drive crashes from the rending. A lot of hackers tried viruses before. Vaporize your text like so much whiteout. I want it where file replication is a chore. Lights out, shut down entire White House. I don't want just a bug that could be corrected. I'm erecting immaculate design. Break the nation down section by section. Even to the greatest minds, it's impossible to find. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash your whole computer system and revert you to papyrus. I want to devise a virus to bring dire straits to your environment. Crush your corporations with a mild touch. Trash your whole computer system and revert you to papyrus.
Have already planned.
Oh my God, we are back. That
Let's spray fish, huh?
that was that a fever dream? Did that really happen? Did we just do that?
We just did that.
Oh shit. Well,
Wait, there's no way there's a schnapps.
you gotta check. You gotta check, dude. There's gotta be a schnapps. It's gotta help us out somehow. I don't know how to recap this.
Fishy! What's that shop?
Not on Rotten Tomatoes. On IMDb.
Give it to us.
It is the year 2025 since the outbreak of the coronavirus. In 2020, the world has not been the same. A communist system with a single world government has been established. English has been chosen as the world language. Contacts have been reduced to a minimum. Christianity has been banned completely. The Constitution, how we knew it, no longer exists. In Germany, a small group of young Christians start an underground revolution to reunite Christians and regain freedom, period.
Wow. I mean, that sounds like a real plot to a movie. That's not really what we saw just go down. So, yeah, it starts right off the bat with a Warner Brothers ripoff logo. It's WB, but it's Wesely Brothers.
Yeah.
It's Joshua and Simon Wesely are the co-writers and co-directors of this. And the film is littered with Wesleys. The writer, co-director, star is this character named Roy, and we meet him right off the bat in the world's clunkiest car chase. He's got these Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. It's very striking image. Very, very interesting man to look at.
Yeah, the Coke bottle glasses warp his face throughout the film.
Yeah. It's like Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks.
Yes.
Like grown up, but slightly hipsterfied.
He thinks he's so gawky. He's this gawky German dude, but he thinks that he's the hottest action thriller star on earth.
He thinks he's Justin Bieber's, like, remember Justin Bieber's weird pastor, like hot pastor?
Yes.
He thinks he's that.
Yes. Yeah. And he's got the Tom Cruise leather jacket to prove it. Like, the police cars are not believable. This car chase is going at like 25 miles per hour tops.
Yeah. They got a Beamer somehow. I don't know on this budget how anyone could afford to rent or afford a BMW. But
the budget is threadbare, folks. This is
maybe 10,000. Maybe.
This is like sub college dorm. You just squirt it out overnight because it's due tomorrow at film school. Kind of shit. Complete with like just black blankets like hung up to just cover different areas of the room, and just an acoustic guitar that people grab every once in a while, and Christmas lights all over the place.
And then just boxes of shit that they forgot to take out of frame.
Random box. Like, get that. And the focus, the autofocus grabs the text on the boxes and knocks whoever's in the foreground out of focus. But that is the least of our problems. I mean, if you want to call them problems.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Lodge Mistress was watching for a little bit, and she hung in there. She really liked the car chase. She really found some of the ideas exciting, but ultimately she had to bow out. But it's so German, and the German accents are so thick that every time they talk about Jesus, like if they say, we need to find a way to glorify Jesus again. It sounds like Jesus.
I want to make a difference. I want to change the world we're living in, and I want to make Jesus be glorified again.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate for this fucking cheese factory. But it's hilarious. You don't know what they're saying some of the time, but there's
No, we were all, because we didn't have a subtitle on
this particular file that I purchased
that we purchased for $19.95 from iTunes, but
from Tubi Tunes.
From Tubi, but we all had to be each other's interpreters because there were lines that people were missing.
Yep.
So we would help each other out and say, I think this is what he said.
It's not like the dialogue is like unimpeachable and like makes sense if we could just understand it.
No.
The dialogue is just a random word salad of like religious anti-government buzzwords that are put in a magic bullet and just like sprayed all over the place. And this fucking dude, this writer, director, this action hero, he's just wandering from half thought to half thought, circling back on himself. The dialogue is very circular. They'll repeat things. I really liked when he said, you know what comes in my mind right now?
You know what comes in my mind right now is Christianity when it got born 2,000 years ago. Christianity was illegal.
Like he'll get some phrases kind of backwards, but they're trying to be a fully English speaking production. They want to compete with American action thrillers.
And they do slip into German, like maybe 3 or 4 times in the movie.
Some of the actors.
And when they slip into German, it seems kind of all of a sudden the actors come to life.
Because they're German.
But it's but they want this to be English because they want it to reach the largest audience.
So bad.
Yeah.
But you can see in so many scenes, like there's a lot of scenes, hacking at a desk or like working at the government. And you can see them either looking on their computer screen or looking down at a sheet of paper of what must be their lines spelled out phonetically. In English.
Yeah.
Because you can see their eyes move across the page as they struggle to get these words out. And the words are insane.
Yeah.
So, Ben, did you know this was an anti-vax Christian film?
I was assuming that this was going to be some sort of super low budge post-apocalyptic COVID thriller.
Sure.
So when the English is a second language, German, but actually I'm very honored because I do love listening to the Lodgecasts where you go to like deepest, darkest
where no one
AMC Burbank to watch
listeners are ever going to touch this. Yeah.
Yes. I do sort of regret that we are not at one of the AMC Burbank.
This should be a one night only, maybe one screening only.
It's
Fathom event.
It's sub Fathom, but as much as I want Fathom to do something.
But imagine it, Bishki.
No,
you and I have gone to some dark corners of the Fathom events. The bar is pretty low for
Fathom,
what could be Fathom, but this does German limbo right under it. So anyway, this crew of Christians, like-minded Christians, who Roy, the star,
the Martin Starr
of the piece, and what we assume to be his sister,
have a little confusing, but
have a long conversation. They're in this like hideout, like safe house.
There's not a lot of info on this, but I'm pretty sure what's going on here is it's a missionary like campus in Germany, probably
in real life,
in real life, in Munich, and they're like, we're going to shoot this film. We got the rec room. We can use the rec room.
Plenty of Christian songs to use.
We got some public domain Christian songs, and we also have some dorm. We also have each of our dorm rooms. We can use all of our dorm
plenty
rooms.
Of dorms.
So that's what I'm going to do a little research, but there's probably not a lot of info out there.
Do some recon.
They clearly had a friend. Hans was going to give them access to a drone for like for 2 days.
They got a deal on the drone for sure. That's some of them.
Every second of drone footage is in this.
Oh yes, they use it all. So this little ragtag duo gets together and they decide via one of the best lines ever spoken. He says,
I think I got some graffiti back there. Maybe we can just spray fish and maybe find some more people, but I think the same as we do.
And we didn't quite know what he said. He has some graffiti so he can spray fish.
Mm-hmm.
So they go out with his graffiti, aka his cans of spray paint, and they spray paint some of the worst Christian fish symbols in the most awkward of places if they're trying to get the word out.
They don't want to make it like throughout the movie, like they're masked, which is strange. Like, why wear masks if you're these anti-vax Christian? So I think they're trying to kind of still obey the laws in Germany.
Sure.
And they're also like, I don't want to spray paint places that are illegal, so let's spray paint these trees first, and then let's spray paint some leaves on the ground.
No matter what it is, and this can just be the ceremonial salad dragon that encompasses all the salad dragons that is the entire fucking movie.
The Salad Dragon. A scene in a movie that is so bizarre, baffling, or transcendent that it instantly justifies the price of admission. Or Reese Witherspoon's leafy transformation in A Wrinkle in Time.
The way that they just will spray a fucking misshapen fish on a pile of leaves on the ground, and then kind of they leave it in where they kind of shrug and they try to fix it. But the cans of spray paint are weak and they have to go over it again, and they don't really know how to do it.
They're getting it on their fingers.
She's getting it on her boots, and they go under a bridge and they really fuck it up under there. And then they find a bench that just happens to have spray painted on it. Fuck Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it because I missed that, and I made Lodgemaster go back.
That's the one point I rewound it. I'm like, we're not going backwards ever again. We need to get through this fucking thing. So then a cop sees him doing this, quote unquote, and we kind of see that they're being watched and followed by somebody in the woods as they spray like a little fish on a very young sapling out in the middle of the fucking black forest. And as the cop just starts shooting at him because this is a killable offense.
Yep.
And they are saved by this fucking American Pie dude from either Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think he's from Scotty.
He's Midwest through and through. And they take him back to their lair, and he treats her wound, and they just have like a 30-minute circular discussion where there was nothing written.
Yeah, now our plan is we just spray fish. Maybe find a better plan, but that's a plan for now. Find like-minded people.
And Roy, the star, leaves after a little while. I think he gets bored. And so it's just the girl in this Marine just like...
So why did you actually leave the Marines?
Well, a few reasons, really. The first one was that I had a girlfriend in the Army, but it got to a point to where she was like siding with the government, really, and these new ideas that, you know, you and me both don't like, and so I just really couldn't bear that anymore, really couldn't live with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must be hard.
Yeah, we were together like 4 years, but I mean, I'm pretty much over it. I'm pretty much over it now. Yeah. Anyway, like the second reason, which is like super horrible in my opinion, is that my leadership actually came down and they were going to make me, make all of us actually recite like the new Constitution and like say it out loud and pretty much like swear into it, which like I swear it to nobody other than God, you know?
Yeah.
And it just keeps going.
Oh my God.
And on.
And then he grabs the acoustic guitar.
I used to play in the band at my church, actually.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I learned to play.
I mean, it's one of those things where you really have an out-of-body experience while you're watching it, because you're like, you have plenty of time to think about other things, anything else. And you think, what was it like to sit while you're editing this and you play this back and you watch it again and again and you want to refine it, you want to make it the best you can, and there's this fucking extendo circular conversation that goes nowhere right in the middle of your movie, and then you have another one, and then you have another fish spraying montage, and then you have another one. Like, what mind creates this? That's the Wesley brothers touch.
Yeah.
Roy comes back in and he's like, we gotta spray more fish.
You know what? Maybe we just give it into God's hands. We go out, but we maybe do those fish, and maybe God will do something with it.
Then all three of them go out and do it again.
Yep.
And he's even worse at making the fish than they are. And that's when we were really struggling to understand what was going on, because the Marine has a couple of jokes. And at first, the first one he says, I misheard. And the joke is this: what did Corona ever do to Jesus? Nothing.
That's it.
But I heard it as, what did the piranha do to Jesus? Nothing. And I'm like, that is like beyond. That's like a level of humor that I'm not there yet.
And for the next one.
And then the best joke maybe that I've ever heard.
What do you call a fish without an eye?
Fish without an eye.
Yeah.
And we were all just like, wait. And then we finally figured it out.
Yeah.
FISH. Take the I out. FSH. And then they spray paint more fish. Very appropriate. Very big laughs at the Imagine Fathom event.
Yes.
Woo.
This is special.
We meet the hacker. There's a hacker montage.
Oh, the hacker. Yes.
There's a green lighting
and
hooded.
Brother Ben predicted correctly. It was a woman.
Yeah.
He knew immediately. He's like, that's gonna be. It
was Lisbeth Salander.
Yeah. She's kind of goth,
and she's got a subwoofer on her desk, not on the floor, on the desk by her computer, and she has a hacker mouse. Everything is lit up with LEDs, and that mouse is used throughout the film. Like anytime there's any technology that's going on, or at the government when they're doing computer work, that mouse will travel. Because I think that's all they had.
Yeah.
There's all of this hacking stuff.
It's a little different.
And you're seeing the screen and it's just, a Microsoft Word blank document pulled up, and they're just
with some cut rate German dubstep. So the hacker does some Jesus fish research. She visits this little enclave in the safe house, and she says with a heavy, heavy German accent,
I am what you might call a hacker.
A hacker. She has the most trouble with English, I think.
Yeah, she gave up at one point and just went to German.
At one point, she goes fully into German, and the movie's just in German for like 10 minutes because they ran out of English. Their English budget ran out.
Yeah.
So they keep having meetings, but then the resolution of their meeting is that they need to figure out how to have more meetings. It's like middle management hell here.
Yeah. But the key thing that they come up with to get the gospel out,
yes,
is CD and DVD burning.
Yes, they need to get the DVDs out
because we need to, in this new world order, we need to go away from online and we need to get back to physical media to get the word out because we can't be tracked. So
there's a point when he's passing out the DVDs and he kind of like shrugs them off. Roy, he's like, this has Bible quotes. This is a DVD with
this is worship night.
This is worship. It's DVDs.
And the plan is
what is the plan?
Well, no, at one point he says, okay, I have a contact down in Asia. Yeah. We need to burn 100,000 DVDs overnight to deliver to our contact in Asia. And they are in a literal dorm room.
And she does say, please reach out to our contact down in Asia.
Oh, yeah. Reminds me of, we're running out of DVDs though, so we need new ones. Those are the ones that we should bring to Asia.
Okay.
So can you give those to Tim because he knows our contact down in Asia?
And I'm thinking these guys are gonna burn 100,000 DVDs overnight and get them.
And they got like a spindle of like 50 that they've burned so far.
Yeah.
And they keep saying they're running out, but we don't really see the distribution of these.
No.
And then you're telling me in the year of our Lord 2025 in COVID ravaged Asia, everyone has an optical drive that they're just going to throw this in? Like,
yes, they do. They have plenty of ways to burn and watch this media. Around this time, we see Roy supposedly giving speeches at numerous different places because in their circular discussions, they say, we need to go to different towns and make small churches. And they show him at precisely two places. And he basically just completely cribs Braveheart.
I mean, this is my favorite shot in the whole film.
Yes.
It's in an amphitheater. Roy is preaching, and the camera pans across the amphitheater to four girls with umbrellas.
Yep, it's raining.
And it's
plan on
raining.
that.
And they're but they're all separated. They're all like scattered throughout the amphitheater, and I'm just like, that's the shot.
And he's like,
that's the shot.
He's like, and I will play this at the end of the episode. I'll play his entire speech because why the fuck not?
Yeah,
if you listen that far, you deserve to hear what's really going on.
You got to hear Roy's speech.
But yeah, it's punctuated by they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. He doesn't update it. No need to. No. Just take it directly. The editing, gentlemen. The editing. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in my day, but this showed me some new things.
Yeah.
Like new approaches to the form.
Some dissolves that I like.
Yeah, my note was, you've heard of jumping the line, but have you heard of dissolving the line?
It dissolves the 180-degree line with fucking acid, and it will give you the bends. You will hopscotch back and forth across that line, and all three of us in unison would be like, ugh, every time it did it.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking abrupt. There will be a cut to someone and then a quick dissolve back. Like they accidentally put a dissolve in.
And then a quick fade out.
And then a quick fade to black.
Yeah.
Lots of blackouts. And then it'll come back on the same scene almost immediately. It's like setting the edit jukebox on complete fucking random.
Impossible to replicate.
Impossible to replicate. I was going to say, I can't say I'm impressed, but there is something to be said about being so singular in something that you create that it can't be replicated. And that's what we got on our hands here. So at the very least, I'm glad that I saw some new approaches to the form.
Because no one would go in that direction. Like
nobody.
No one.
There's no reason to. It's chaos.
Wesley.
It's the Wesley factor. There is a rap version of Amazing Grace over a scene of Christians getting arrested by a campfire.
Yeah. There was I was speculating that some kind of I don't know, financial consideration. I don't know. There was wall to wall.
Speculation.
It was wall to wall contemporary Christian stuff, like dubstep Christian stuff. Like, and so we have these endless scenes of walking and talking, but set to Christian hits or hits
like,
question mark.
So you're thinking there's some sort of.
So I was like, did some Christian record label say, here's a check for $2,000? Like,
right.
Go crazy.
Yeah.
And but you have to include 6 of our songs.
Yeah.
And so for no rhyme or reason, it'll be Roy walking with some girl in a field.
And he'll include himself kind of stumbling. Like he uses all the footage.
Yeah.
If it's on a drone, he'll use it. And it shows him like stepping in shit or something. And he looks at his shoe. He stumbles. It's like shit that shouldn't be in the movie.
Yeah. And all of these sequences, I mean, well, I can't say that there's any like visual cohesion, but those, all of a sudden, it looks like an engagement photo shoot or something. The color slightly desaturated. It's insane.
And there's a shot where it circles around him and his girlfriend who works for the government. and they share a tender kiss that is the most tight-lipped, chaste kiss I have ever seen. And quietly, I was like, you go, girl. You draw those boundaries with these Wesely boys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, don't let them take any advantage of you, especially on camera, because you're not going to like that in the future. You're not going to want to look back on that.
Yeah, no, I think the Wesely boy, there's something to do with his wife. He met her too young. You might have to editorialize, but keep your lips chaste with this boy. This boy is questionable.
Omniscient editorial note. On Valentine's Day 2022, Joshua Wesely, the director, writer, star of 2025, The World Enslaved by a Virus, sparked controversy when he posted this happy birthday message to his girlfriend on Instagram. Finally 18. I can't describe with words what you mean to me and what kind of person you are. You have been my best friend for 4 years. You are my girlfriend that I love, appreciate, respect, and admire more than anything. 18 minus 4. Do the math.
Some of this and some of the tech, especially the tech treatment, reminded me of Neil Breen a bit. But even this is way below Breen standards. Breen is so much more cohesive.
I mean, that's impressive.
Honestly, it reminded me of trying to make action movies in my suburban neighborhood in my youth and having to settle for the acting talent available within like a 5-house radius.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is.
It's the people at the mission, along with a few Marines that come to church at the mission. Yeah,
but I mean that's what's so great. Look, I know it's supposed to be COVID has wiped out everything, and this is all underground, but it sort of builds to the. I hope I'm not jumping here, but it builds to this it builds to this online. He's gonna lead a communion.
Yes,
online.
It's an online communion. The hacker says I've set up a secure online room.
Yes, I created an online room for us all that is safe, and I will constantly check the connection.
Right. And I'm guessing the hundreds of thousand DVDs down in Asia have been received. We know to log on.
And maybe the DVDs have a hot link to this online room.
And so we're going to have this big internet moment. And these guys are sitting on the floor, like with their black socks.
Ben kept calling out their dirty black socks.
These dirty black socks that are in just in our faces, and they're leading this religious ceremony, but they're all fidgeting.
Yeah,
they don't know where to look. I kept thinking of
the director looks at the camera.
Probably
because he has to monitor it because he's shooting it too.
Yeah, I was reminded of Julianne Moore was asked, "How did you act so badly in the porno scenes in Boogie Nights?" And she said, "I just focused on my hands and tried to make it as like awkward and uncomfortable with my hands. I didn't know what to do with my hands."
Yes.
And all of these actors are just fidgeting and rubbing their thighs and touching their face. And it is the most...
Their socks are so dirty.
The socks are so dirty. They're sitting on the floor.
It's pure porn acting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's... The communion scene does go on.
The blood of Christ.
The Marine gets his say. He gets to deliver a real flat sermon.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this day that you've given us to be able to broadcast your love and your word, Lord.
2-minute prayer, just endless.
And then Roy gets his big finish.
Remember, when the world is against us, God has already overcome the world. Hope you all have a good evening. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh man, that was so great.
And it's kind of structured like a Lifetime movie. So, we saw that clunky car chase at the beginning. We see Roy get captured, and then it goes 3 months earlier. So that brings us this sermon, this online sermon brings us back up to now. And our boy Roy gets captured. The government head bad guy who pronounces propaganda like propaganda.
Go talk to the Minister of Propaganda. Let's work out a plan.
He demands that Roy be executed. And they drive him out back to the wood and he's sitting there and they got the guns on him. It cuts to black, and I heard it as 2 drums, but you guys said it was gunshots.
No, I just said, was that gunshots?
It was gunshots, but I can't, like, of all the gunshots you have, you know, in your stock library, that's what you chose.
And as we were in the middle of our confusion, the title card comes up. Thank you to our Lord Jesus Christ. Thanks for this. And then after that, you guessed it, bloopers.
They botch the bloopers.
Well, it's like when we used to get mad when Scary Movie came out and we're like, Scream is already a parody, bro. You can't do that. This is like they've flubbed so many lines in the movie proper that the bloopers are moot. Mm-hmm. The bloopers are moot.
Yeah.
Their bloopers are not like falling down on their butts and laughing. They're just flubbing lines. Very basic line flubs.
They could have easily made it into the film.
Yeah.
Easily. Propaganda. Enough said. Let's go them 2025 bones. Who's going to set the table here? Oh. Brother Bishke, you set the table.
Look, I've been to Loquisha.
Yes.
I've been to Loquisha.
You've been there.
So I know where that line is.
Okay. You're making a Loquisha line.
I know where the law is. The law is. And Lucas is gone. And he took his Loquisha law card today, and that's good. Because this was rough. But I started drinking early.
Yes.
And often, and I got through it. And we had our laughs. This is not at the level of Loquisha in terms of the pain that I went through.
No.
It's really bad.
But it's got its heart in the right place.
Yeah.
More so than Loquisha.
Yeah, it's got, because of the bad accents and just the bad interpretation, it has a Tommy Wiseau quality. Wiseauian quality that I appreciated.
Yeah.
And it had enough changes of scenery.
Enough angles of the dorm room.
So I'm not going to go as low as you think.
Wow.
As much as everyone wants to Finn Wolfhard this, I'm going to try to tip the scales back on the IMDb rating. I'm going to give it 1 bone.
What a trickster. Bishke, you're such a trickster. You've wanted to woof hard more than any of us.
I have been wanting to woof hard.
Sabotaging your own woof hard.
I have been, but
woof hard, by the way, is when we all woof a movie.
Yeah, and you all wanted to tonight, but we're not. We're not going to do that. Because this is not as bad as Loquisha.
God damn it, Bishke.
This is something. There's something to this. You got DVD burning. You got.
I knew the DVD was going to do it for you.
Spray and fish.
Spray fish.
And spray fish is always going to get like a laugh from me.
We can spray fish.
Oh shit! When we go to the Mother Lodge for Lodge Anniversary, we need to spray fish.
We're
Gotta spray fish.
Yeah.
Gotta spray fish. Oh, Brother Ben, come on, be reasonable.
So. I wasn't in complete hell.
Sure.
I was in partial hell, but it's always a joy to be on the Lodge cast. It's always a joy. And there is something special that's going on here.
You're going to give yourself the Brother Ben bump?
No. No, I can't. And look, I haven't seen Loquisha.
No.
So it's a woof.
It's a woof.
It is. It's a woof.
No shit, it's a woof.
It's a woof.
God damn it.
I mean, look, I'm glad I watched it with you guys, but I can't even, I wouldn't even recommend putting this on at 2 a.m. at the Lodge Anniversary.
No.
I can't.
No.
I can't.
No,
it'll put you under.
You can't recommend it. No.
And what would sweet Lucas have said about this?
No, Lucas,
he would have been asleep.
He couldn't have dealt. This is beyond.
He'd short circuit and then fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then wake up and do it all over again.
Yeah.
It'd be like Night Terrors, but on a loop. So yeah.
If he's giving Licorice Pizza 1.5 bones,
yes,
No.
I mean,
No, we're doing this underground. We didn't even tell them about this.
This is underground. Sorry, Lucas. We had to take this one underground. It's the underground resistance. And you better goddamn believe this is a woof. It is a woof, woof, woof. It's not one bone. Not even close. This is for no one. This is for absolutely no one. Not even us. It is partial hell for us. You're right. That's worse than real hell. Partial hell.
It was giving me joy though, thinking about the people that got carted to the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the youth groups that were forced to go to this.
Yep.
I was sort of laughing.
But I don't know if they even had to.
Yeah,
I don't think this made it anywhere.
This didn't screen anywhere. It's on Tubi though.
Yes.
So if you want to dive into this,
If you want to follow Bishke's one bone recommendation,
and you want to tip the scales so it gets below Loquisha.
This is just all anti-Loquisha vengeance that you're doing.
No, because Wesley's got a soft spot in my heart. And
we will be watching them.
That's what I was going to say. The next time they drop something, sign me up. I'll
Yes.
come over. We'll do this again.
If they get anything above just a basic drone budget, what are they gonna do? They had fog, they had gels for their lights,
LEDs, like
Yes.
crazy.
They had socks,
And
dirty ones,
and one mouse.
one mouse, one mouse to rule them all. Oh boy! Well, we'll be on the lookout for more.
3 years from now, 2025.
We'll see if it all came true.
Prophesize.
Oh my God! Well, Brother Ben, thank you for enduring this with us.
Thank you, Brother Ben.
It was a pleasure.
Dear listener, if you are still listening, you will now experience the glory of Roy, aka Joshua Wesely, and his big fat speech. Love and light, y'all.
Love and light.
Love and light.
The world has changed. We live once more under a dictatorship, in communism. We did not learn from our past. We are ruled by fear, anxiety, pain, and rulers not worthy to rule. Our lives turn to just live, without emotions, without happiness, without sadness, without celebrations, without funerals. Our colors got dark. Our whites became gray, mixed by the government. They decide when your children get born, what job you get, and when you should die. But the freedom that was taken from us. And what do? We hide, we follow, we obey. And even if that means that our children are getting taken from us, we just say yes, always. Remember, we used to fight for other countries. We freed countries from dictators, gave the power back to the people. We organized food and medication. Why did we do that? Because the dignity of man is holy, and nobody has the right to take that right from us. We watched it for too long. We were quiet for too long, and they enslaved us for too long. Let's stand up. Let's fight for our freedom, for the children of our children. They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom. We are humans, created in the image of God, freed by Jesus Christ and filled by the Holy Spirit. We don't need to fear anymore. We are children of the Most High, and we are created from the God that created heaven and earth. God gave us community, and from now on, we're not gonna give that right away anymore. We're gonna meet, we're gonna sing, and guess what? We're gonna get back our country. We're gonna get back our freedom, and we're gonna get back our lives.
Let's spray fish, huh?